You have been in the UK for how long now doing The Greatest Dancer? A couple of months?
A couple of months, yeah.
How's it going? How are you enjoying it?
I love it here so much. I love the people. I know that people don't like the weather, but I love the weather. I love any excuse for me to put on layers clothing-wise. So I'm having a great time. It's bittersweet. I'm ready to get back and get to work, but I'm going to be sad to be leaving the UK.
Are you competitive with the other judges? Because this is all about getting your act through, isn't it? And winning The Greatest Dancer. And you've got one act left.
I think it's difficult and almost borderline impossible to not be jealous a little bit and to not be competitive with the other people because you get to know your teams. I didn't think a few months ago that I would be because I'm not competing, but you start to feel as though you're competing and you get so invested in the lives and careers of the kids that you mentor. And so there is a little bit of competitive energy right now. And as it currently stands, I'm losing because I'm the only dance captain who only has one act remaining in the competition.
Todrick, it's something that has inspired people more and more. I think dance. Obviously, it's always been part of our culture, part of us as human beings, part of the human condition. But all the dance shows on television. I want you to tell us about, for those who've kind of never been enthusiastic, never done it, the joy of dance. What was your journey into dance, and what is that feeling all about when it's just working?
Well, I mean, for me, I grew up in the south part of Texas, and you didn't have really a place in life or in the circle of life, as they say in The Lion King, if you weren't a basketball player, if you were an African-American kid. And so for me, I always felt lost and confused and didn't really know what my purpose was. Per se. And when I found dance, it completely opened my eyes. And honestly, I don't know what I would be doing if I didn't dance, if I didn't perform, if I wasn't on stage. It's a life-changing thing. It gave me so much confidence. I was sort of a wallflower before, a tiny bit, and it just gave me so much confidence. It has truly changed my life, and I think it's so important for people to be able to dance, whether they're a professional dancer or if they just have the confidence to dance at a party, a club, a wedding, etc. It's really important, I think.
What does it feel like when you're absolutely in the moment and everything is coming together? Are you completely lost in it?
I think so. I think if you let yourself go and you really get in the moment, there's this like fire that you feel. I remember the first time I performed in the Nutcracker and I felt that fire for the first time, and I came off stage and my dance teacher said, "Did you feel the fire?" And no one had ever spoken about this said fire before, but I knew exactly what she meant in that very moment, and I did feel it. But I think you have to let yourself go. It's a very strange out-of-body experience when you stand on stage for the first time, and as Lady Gaga sings so eloquently in her song, you live for the applause. There's something that applause does, almost like the fairies in Peter Pan. When you clap for them, they come to life, and that's what happens to you when you get on stage. It's a human reaction that you just love to entertain people and to make them smile and escape reality for a moment.
Feeling the fire. I love that phrase. But what about those who feel a little bit, they don't feel the fire, they just feel self-conscious? Because there is a phrase, isn't there? Dance like no one's watching.
Yeah, I think that's the part of it. There's a special thing that you have to tap into, and I think that sometimes the worldly pressure of you being not the right body type and not having the right hair and, comparing yourself to other people can get in the way of you being able to dance like nobody's watching. But if you are one of the people fortunate enough to be able to find that and tap into it, and I think everybody at some point in their life does, but there are certain people who have the ability to tap into that special place when you're dancing, when the music comes on, there's just nothing like it. It's an undeniable feeling. And those people, I think, are the lucky ones, the people who are brave enough to let go enough to find that place.
Yeah. Do they have dad dancers where you come from in Texas?
Do they have bad dancers or dad dancers?
Dad dancers. There's a phrase here about, embarrassing men of a certain age, and indeed women of a certain age, perhaps, who just, you get on the floor and everyone thinks, oh dear.
I'm pretty sure that exists everywhere. But as I was kind of saying before, if the dad is committed to the choreography or to the movement, there's something about that that's just really endearing and can draw people in and is super charming. If you just believe in the dance move that you're executing at any given moment, then other people will believe in it too.
I love this guy.
Yeah. This is fantastic, isn't it? This is your. I just said to Todrick, I have to say, I said to Nikki, when did you last dance? And he said,
19. Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Nikki,
We got some-
You need to get dance in your life, Nikki.
I know. This Todrick's doing it for me. It's fantastic. Hearing him speak about it like this is so articulate and it's so passionate. I'm feeling the fire, Todrick.
I truly am passionate about it, though. And I even myself have to, as now a trained dancer, I've had to learn how to let go. And when I go to a club or an event and people are dancing on the floor, I'm like, what do? I have no costume. I have no choreography. Where do I stand? Where are my lights? You know? And sometimes you forget that it's okay to just let go and make mistakes, quote unquote, as a professional dancer.
Was it your mum that helped you fulfill your dream?
My mom definitely helped me fulfill my dream. She supported me every step of the way, and I'm so grateful because it was a very just like unheard of thing for a young black boy to be dancing and doing ballet specifically at the time that I started doing it. And I was just always so grateful that my mom was forward thinking enough to give me that opportunity because I needed someone to support me. Ballet is not something that you can just sneak away and do. It requires a lot of constant maintenance when it comes to your shoes and your costumes and rehearsals. And she really went out of her way to help me chase this dream.
Were there any negative comments about, wow,
oh my gosh. I mean, I'm in a show called The Nutcracker, so give that to a bunch of teenage boys and see what creative concepts they come up with. I mean, it was just always an ongoing list of people just finding different ways to tear me down. But the thing is, the joy that I found in the dance studio and the camaraderie and the relationship and the basically family that I found with the people that I danced with was so worth it that it didn't matter to me that I had to endure a bunch of immature jokes at school. But the bullying was definitely an unfortunate thing, and it makes me sad to think that there were a lot of dancers and a lot of kids who were creative and who were super gifted in the dance field who stopped chasing their dreams because even the bullying sometimes at their own dance studios was too much. So I'm really excited because I went to a dance class here in London at Bay Studios, and I got to see an entire group of boy dancers, and my assistant almost started crying because he was like, this would have never existed when we were growing up. A group of boys being cheered on by all the girls in the group that were like, this is going to be the best group that dances tonight because it's all boys. And we have a group called Brothers of Dance who I should not be promoting because they're not on my team. They're on Cheryl's team, but they're fantastic on the show and they just excite me. And I love the fact that they are encouraging and promoting masculinity in dance, and not just in hip hop and street dance, but in ballet and technical forms. That's one of my favorite parts about being on the show.
We've got some questions for you. A couple of questions from Stolder Dance Academy in Sale. Here's one.
I'm Martha, I'm 15, and my question is, who's your favourite person you've ever worked with?
That's difficult because I loved working with Taylor because she's one of my closest friends, and that doesn't feel like work. So I guess this is a fair answer. I love collaborating with Taylor, but working with Beyonce was just a dream come true. And she was just a consummate professional and such a gem, such a classy lady. And I just made her sound like she was 89 years old. but that was just a dream come true, a bucket list. And it was, they say don't meet your idols because you could be disappointed. But I fell even more in love with her from being on set with her.
And this one?
Hi, my name's Zoe. I'm 8 years old. And what's your favourite dance move and why?
Oh my gosh, Zoe, you're so cute. Her little voice. You know what? My favorite dance move is probably just either like a high kick, because that can just always make you feel great, even if, your definition of high is different from someone else's. And, but sometimes when the music comes on and you just jump up and down with your friends, that can just be so fulfilling. So I would say just jumping up and down, honestly.
I just wanted to ask you briefly, Todrick, because I know what a huge kind of advocate you are, particularly for the LGBTQI community. You've been on RuPaul's Drag Race. Lots of debate when it comes to Strictly Come Dancing every year about whether there should be a same-sex couples in there. What do you think? Is that what should be happening?
I mean, I think that to be on the right side of history, it should be happening. I think there are a lot of people who would like to dance with somebody who they would be able to have a chemistry with. And so I would 100% be the person that supports that. Yeah. I think you have to groom people into realizing that it's not an abnormal thing and not make a big deal out of it.
Would you like to dance with Donald?
I would love to dance with Donald, whoever that may be, but I would also like to dance with you, Nikki.
Your president.
Oh, no, you lost me on that one. There's no way. I'm so sorry. When you said Donald, I was hoping that you meant like Donald Duck.
A different Donald.
I'd love to dance with you sometime.
Let's do it. We have to plan a date.
Let's do it. Okay, well, my people will get in touch with your people.
Okay.
And your people will get in touch with Beyonce's people. And Beyonce's people will get in touch with Taylor Swift's people. And let's go out and let's just
that'd be fun.
hit the floor. And we're going to, you know what, Todrick, you and me, we're going to dance like no one's watching us. Okay?
I love that.
Yeah.
And we're going to film it so that people will actually be watching us. But
This is definitely happening.
Okay, we got the show. Tell us about the show coming up.
oh, the show this weekend, The Greatest Dancer, it's on BBC One every Saturday night, and I'm always there serving fashion. So make sure you watch. It's one of my favorite shows I've ever watched or been a part of. So much heart. You're going to cry. You're going to laugh. You're going to be excited. You're going to dance. And I'll be there.